The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Everybody has their own story and their own journey to share. Every journey conceals another journey within its lines, the path not taken and the forgotten angle. Listen to the stories from others sharing their triumphs and struggles that led them to where they are today. Welcome to the journey within you. I am excited to be here with you. I wanted to bring to you some thoughts around self-worth. There's a lot of things that go along with that, and why is it fundamental to our well-being? Some few misconceptions to self-worth, and so we're going to talk about that. And so let's just talk about, there's going to be some segments that I'm going to be bringing to you over the next month. And today's episode on self-worth is segment 1. And self-worth value that we assign to ourselves, independent of external factors, such as our achievements, social status, financial situation, or how we perceive by others. Do we worry and think about, does that kind of determine our self-worth, what others think about us? It's a deep-seated belief that we are deserving of love, respect, and kindness simply because we're human. Understanding self-worth, recognizing that our value doesn't fluctuate with our successes or failures. It's about knowing that we are enough, just as we are, without needing to prove ourselves or compare ourselves to others. Self-worth is fundamental to our mental and emotional well-being, as it influences how we treat ourselves and how we allow others to treat us. When we have a strong sense of self-worth, we are more likely to make choices that reflect our true values and desires. We set healthy boundaries, maybe standards, I like that word better, pursue goals that are meaningful to us, and build relationships that are supportive and nurturing. When our self-worth is low, we may tolerate poor treatment, neglect our own needs, and shy away from opportunities that could lead to personal growth. Cultivating self-worth is a journey that often involves introspection, self-compassion, and healing from past wounds. How important it is to heal. You cannot, I'm telling you, move forward in life without healing from things that you've buried down inside of you, from past things that you carry daily. It affects your self-worth. It's about embracing our imperfections, celebrating our strengths, and acknowledging our right to take up space in this world. You belong. You belong here. God created you to be in this world, not of the world, but in it. By working on our self-worth, we empower ourselves to live authentically and to pursue a life that resonates with our innermost values and aspirations, things that you want to achieve in life. What are some misconceptions? There's quite a few. Self-worth equals productivity. Many people believe that their value is tied to how much they accomplish or how busy they are. The misconception can lead to burnout and a sense of never being enough, regardless of one's achievements. Self-worth is determined by others' opinions. That's not good. It's easy to think that our worth is reflected what others think of us. The belief can make us overly reliant on external validation and less in tune with our own values and self-assessment. That was an issue with me. I sought validation, and I soon realized, through some healing, I don't need that validation. I work on my own values and my own self-assessment. Self-worth is static. Some people may assume that their self-worth is something you either have or you don't. But in reality, it can fluctuate and evolve over time. It's something that can be cultivated and strengthened through internal practice and self reflection. I lost my self worth many years ago in a very hard marriage. I became very just low, didn't believe in myself at all. I didn't have any self worth. I didn't feel worthy. Self worth comes from financial status. Y'all know better. That doesn't happen. Equating financial status with self worth is a common trap. While money can provide comfort and security, it does not define our value as individuals. Remember that. You may have lots of money, but that does not define your self worth. You may not have any money, but that does not define your self worth. Self worth is the same as self confidence. What do you think about that? While related, self worth and self confidence are not the same. Self confidence refers to our belief in our abilities in specific areas, while self worth is about our overall value as a person. How do you value yourself? Remember, your self worth is your own to define and nurture. It's about recognizing your inherent value and honoring yourself in a unique and irreplaceable individual. You are created specifically, uniquely, wonderfully made. And so you need to remember that in your self-worth. I, Laura Ard, am a life coach. I help you around that in your self-worth, finding who you are through your talents, your voice, your God-given talents and voice. So many have buried them down because they've been in a bad relationship, maybe with a spouse, maybe with a friend, or in a work situation, and your self-worth has been taken down. So I want to encourage you to reach out and go to lauraardcoaching.com and set up a 30-minute phone call with me. And let's talk about some ways that we can work and build your self-worth. I appreciate you listening. If you would, leave a review, comment, share the podcast. We've got some really great guests coming soon. Recordings will be happening next week, so I'm very excited about that. I bring on women to share their voice, their story, because you would not believe the stories I've heard just this weekend of how people have overcome situations, hard times, lack of self-worth, and become confident people, women, men, and living a life that God had intended for them to be living. And so I wanted to share those stories with you. Some are sharing for the first time. So I want you to listen. I want you to share to someone that you think the story may impact. That's another purpose in this podcast is for women that are out there struggling, feeling like they're all alone. And I want them to hear that they're not, and that they can see there is possibility in getting through what they're feeling they're stuck in, or building their self-worth to become the person that God created. So thank you for listening in. I appreciate you being a part of the journey. Thank you for joining my podcast today. We all have a story to share. Each story has purpose and makes an impact to you, the listener, creating a journey with passion and purpose. The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Please share with others and subscribe below.